Hi guys, and welcome back or welcome to Georgie Ogden Astrology. In this video, I'm going to be sharing with you my top tips for beginners of learning astrology. Just a few simple things that it's handy to know when you're first learning astrology. As a self-taught astrologer, there's certain things that you need to know in the beginning, and so hopefully you'll get some value from this video. If you haven't subscribed to me, please subscribe right now. Click the subscribe button. You'll get loads of value from my channel. It really helps me out if you like as well. Really appreciate the love. And let's get into it. So my first tip when starting out learning astrology is number one, to keep it simple. Okay. Don't let yourself get overwhelmed with the amount of information available. There's a few simple things that you need to learn when you're starting out. So start to learn the zodiac signs, okay? Really study the zodiac signs and just start to know what the zodiac signs are individually, because this is going to be a really great foundation for you. Then you need to learn what each planet does, okay? There's loads of free information on the internet. What does each planet do in general? So learn the zodiac signs, learn the planets. Then you need to learn what the houses are, okay? Now, yes, this is a lot of information to take on, but even if you make notes for each thing, so make notes on the zodiac signs, make notes on the planets, make notes on the houses, and these are going to be your core foundation. This is going to be your core foundation for getting started, because once you get your head wrapped around the zodiac signs, the planets, and the houses, you can do so much with this information, okay? So this is a really, really, really important place to start. Just really starting to study those key parts. And then obviously you need to learn the aspects and what it means to have a planet squaring, a planet in opposition, a planet in trine, etc. Okay, so learn about the aspects. So basically those four things are foundational parts to your astrology knowledge. Just start there and don't even think about anything else until you've really got your head wrapped around those things, because that's going to be a really, really key part of your knowledge. And you know, even learning the zodiac signs, you can really start to understand things a lot better by just going a little bit deeper, even in just understanding the zodiac signs. Okay, you want to find a good website to use. Okay, a good website where you can draw up charts. Now, I personally use astroseek.com, which is astro-seek.com. The reason I use this website is because I find it to be accurate, and I find it to be really easy to read the actual chart itself. Just something about the way it's set out. I just find it really easy to read. Another really great website is astro.com. You'll probably hear that website a lot. Now, astro.com is really good, but personally, I find it really confusing. Still, even after all this time, I still find it confusing. There's certain things I do on astro.com that I can't do on AstroSeek, or that I can't do as well on AstroSeek. So mainly, personally, I use it for my astrocartography, which is, it's all about relocation astrology. But when you're first starting out, you don't need to worry about that. I personally would just stick to AstroSeek, because it's just much easier to read the charts. It's much easier to see which angles the planets are at, which orbs are at. So yeah, stick to AstroSeek personally. Then you need to make sure you've decided which house system you're using, okay? So when I first started learning astrology, I didn't even realize that there were different house systems. So this is key information from the beginning, okay? Now, personally, I use whole sign houses. Now, what this even means, so if you don't know what a house system is, so in astrology, the chart is divided into houses. Now, the way the houses are calculated, there's various different ways to calculate these houses from various different astrologers coming up with different techniques, different ways to read charts, okay? So you'll find, if you go onto, for example, astroseek.com, pull up a natal chart, underneath you will see extended house systems and settings. If you click on that, you can go to house systems, and there'll be a whole list of different house systems. I use whole sign houses, okay? This is one of the most traditional house systems, and it correlates the first ascending sign to the first house. the second sign to the second house, and so on. So it's actually much easier to read and it's much easier to understand. So when you're starting out, I would really recommend using this house system. The reason I chose this initially was because my own chart, I resonated with it much more than Placidus. So a couple of planets in my Placidus chart didn't really make sense to me. So I'm not going to use that to do chart readings for other people. But have a look and see what resonates for you. If you 100% relate to Placidus, use Placidus. If you find Placidus easy to read, go and use Placidus or one of the other house systems. But personally, I just think when you're starting out, because everything is so complicated, whole sign is much easier to read. You can always start with whole sign and then maybe start to broaden. You know, I do check things in Placidus now, just to see how things different, but still whole sign has my heart. It has my heart. I just feel like it's easy to read. Transits are always on point with whole sign. And yeah, if something's not broken, if something's not broken, don't fix it. Is that the saying? Something like that. So yeah, my advice would be to use whole sign, but you can always branch out. But see what resonates in your own chart. There's no point in using whole sign if you look at it in your own chart and it doesn't make sense. Okay, so you have to go with what feels right for you. The thing, when starting out with astrology, you need to make sure you're giving yourself a dedicated amount of time to learn it. So for me, this was and still is daily. There's not a day goes by where I'm not studying astrology, whether that be listening to podcasts, listening to YouTube videos while I'm getting ready, listening to something while I'm driving. There is always time to be learning. And if you're serious about learning astrology, start to listen to things when you're in the car, when you're getting ready, when you're in the shower, when you're going for a walk. There's always things that you can be listening to even when you're doing other things. And this is going to build your knowledge up much, much faster than just tapping in and out of it kind of thing. Another great tip when you're first starting out is to track the moon, okay? So you can either do this on AstroSeek by daily seeing where the moon is, or there's various apps where you can find out which sign the moon is in and just see how the moon moves through your own chart and see how you feel. Because the moon is the most quickly moving planet, just see how it affects you. This is a really good way to just start to get a feel of how transits work, is just by tracking the moon. And then obviously study your own chart. Have a look at your own chart. And whilst you're learning about all these other things, go and then check them in your chart. When you learn about what a square is, go and look at your own chart. When you learn about what a trine is, go and look at your own chart and actually pay attention to how does this correlate in your own life. Okay. And on top of that, go and track your family's charts. If something's going on in one of your family members, have a look at their chart and see what you think it might be coming from. Or maybe not with transits if you're just starting out, but maybe if you want to start thinking about their personality traits, your family members, you know them the best. Think about their personality traits. Think about, are they stubborn? Are they energetic? Are they opinionated? Really start to have a look at your own family's charts and see if you can see any patterns and see if you can identify anything in their charts, and just start to keep studying, keep going over and over again until you start to notice things. So those are my main tips. Like I said, keep it simple. Learn about the zodiacs, the planets, the houses, and the aspects. Start to study your own chart, and then you will start to piece things together. Make sure you have people that you know and trust on YouTube or on Spotify, podcasting, people that you trust. Read books, and you will slowly start to pick it up. I know it can be overwhelming to start with, but the more you study it, I promise the easier it will get. Good luck. Don't forget to like and subscribe to my channel for more information on astrology, and catch you later.